Why is Salon son with Tommie? Huh?
Some media shit. And niggas are grown ass adults was calling me gay at 13 because they were saying I'm pretty. I'm a pretty boy. And
you got colored eyes.
So look,
So this me. I don't play with y'all. Let's talk about what you be doing. You need more help than me because you confused. I don't know if you soldiers you still got your or not for claiming you the devil. Honestly, obviously, have soldiers. So, and I don't.
At first, it didn't look like anything serious. Just scattered whispers across social media. A few clips here and there, screenshots popping up without much context. People were curious but not fully invested yet. It felt like one of those situations that might trend for a few hours and then disappear. But then one name kept surfacing over and over again, Tommie Lee. And once her name became part of the conversation, everything changed. Because when she speaks, people listen. Not casually but closely. They expect intensity, honesty, and most of all, a reaction that won't be easy to ignore. At the same time, Natalie Nunn was already being pulled into the situation, whether she intended to be part of it or not. That alone created tension, because now this wasn't just speculation anymore. It wasn't just about a possible relationship rumor floating around online. It became layered, emotional, and far more complicated than anyone initially expected. What started as curiosity quickly evolved into something personal. The kind of messy, unpredictable situation that reality TV fans know all too well, especially when it spills beyond the screen and into real life. The beginning of it all traced back to relationship news that caught people off guard. Or maybe it didn't completely surprise everyone, but the impact was stronger than expected. Conversations started building around a connection involving Natalie. At first, fans approached it lightly, trying to figure out whether it was real or just another rumor crafted for attention. But then the details began to surface slowly, piece by piece. And as more information came out, the tone of the conversation shifted. It wasn't just gossip anymore. There were emotions tied to it. There were past connections being mentioned. There were questions that didn't come with easy answers. And naturally, people started wondering about Tommie Lee's reaction. Because if there's one thing people know about her, it's that she doesn't stay silent when something feels personal. There was a brief moment of anticipation, not complete silence, but that kind of quiet where everyone senses something is about to happen. Fans refreshed their feeds constantly, waiting for that one post, that one video, that one statement that would confirm everything. When it finally came, it hit exactly the way people expected, and maybe even harder. Tommie didn't ease into the situation. She didn't soften her words or try to navigate it carefully. Instead, she came forward direct, emotional, and completely unfiltered. It was the kind of response that immediately grabs attention, the kind that makes people stop scrolling mid-feed. You could feel the frustration in her tone, the intensity in her delivery. This didn't sound like someone reacting to random internet chatter. It sounded like someone who felt disrespected, someone who believed boundaries had been crossed. And once that response went public, there was no turning back. Social media exploded almost instantly. Clips of what she said spread rapidly, with people analyzing every word, every pause, every expression. Reaction videos started appearing within minutes. Some fans supported her, saying she had every right to speak her truth and defend herself openly. Others questioned her approach, wondering if the situation required that level of intensity or if it could have been handled differently. But that's the thing about public moments like this. Once they're out there, they don't belong to just the people involved anymore. They become a shared conversation, a debate, something that millions of people feel invited to dissect and interpret in their own way. And in this case, everyone had something to say. Meanwhile, Natalie Nunn's response, or lack of immediate response, added another layer to the tension. Because sometimes silence can speak just as loudly as words. Her energy felt different, more controlled, more measured. While Tommie's reaction came across as raw and explosive, Natalie appeared calm, almost calculated in her approach. That contrast didn't go unnoticed. Some people viewed her composure as maturity, a decision not to engage in unnecessary drama. Others saw it as strategy, like she was waiting for the right moment to respond. allowing the situation to build before stepping in. And that difference in energy between the two made everything feel even more intense. It was like watching two completely different approaches collide in the same space. But what made the situation even more complex was the history between them. This wasn't a disagreement between strangers. There were layers to their dynamic. Past interactions that people quickly started revisiting. Old clips resurfaced. Previous moments that may have gone unnoticed before were suddenly being reanalyzed with new context. Fans began connecting dots, building timelines, trying to figure out whether this situation was really about the current moment or something deeper that had been building over time. And the more people looked, the more it seemed like this wasn't just a reaction, it was a release. As hours turned into days, the situation only grew. Every new post, every comment, every subtle reaction added another piece to the puzzle. Influencers jumped in, blogs started covering it heavily, and what could have been a short-lived moment turned into a full-blown online event. People picked sides. Some stood firmly with Tommie Lee, praising her for being real in a world where many people filter their emotions. Others supported Natalie Nunn, arguing that control and composure showed strength in a different way. And then there were those who simply wanted clarity. They weren't interested in taking sides. They just wanted to understand what actually happened beneath all the noise. Then came another twist. Small details started emerging. Things that didn't seem important at first, but slowly began to shift the narrative. A comment here. A reaction there. Subtle hints suggesting there might be more going on behind the scenes than anyone initially realized. Suddenly, the story wasn't as straightforward as it seemed. Questions started forming again. Was everything being presented accurately? Were there missing pieces that could change the entire perspective? That uncertainty brought a new kind of attention. Because now, people weren't just reacting, they were investigating. At the center of it all, the emotional weight became impossible to ignore. What started as entertainment slowly transformed into something more real. These weren't just viral clips anymore. These were real people navigating real emotions under public scrutiny. And that kind of pressure changes everything. It amplifies feelings. It magnifies reactions. It turns private experiences into public discussions that can't be taken back. Tommie Lee's reaction felt deeply emotional, unfiltered in a way that suggested it had been building for a long time. It didn't feel staged. It didn't feel calculated. It felt immediate and real. For some, that authenticity made her relatable. For others, it made her reaction seem impulsive. But regardless of interpretation, it came from a place that felt genuine. On the other hand, Natalie Nunn's approach reflected a different kind of strength. Her composure didn't mean a lack of emotion. It suggested control, awareness, a decision to manage her response rather than release it instantly. And sometimes that kind of restraint can be misunderstood. People often expect visible reactions as proof of feeling. But in reality, emotions can exist just as strongly beneath the surface. That contrast, raw expression versus controlled response, became one of the most compelling parts of the entire situation. Because it highlighted something deeper than just the drama itself. It showed how differently people respond to pressure. One person releases everything in the moment, allowing emotions to lead. Another processes internally and responds with intention. Neither approach is necessarily right or wrong, but when placed side by side, the difference becomes impossible to ignore. For the audience, that difference created division. Some people connected with Tommie's honesty, seeing it as real and unapologetic. Others respected Natalie's restraint, viewing it as maturity and self-awareness. And that divide fueled even more conversation, as people projected their own values onto what they were watching.